morning and afternoon long. I'm Elizabeth Ellis, of course, joined by Eric Burke.
Morning, everyone.
Before we get into all the fun activities they have here, and there are plenty of them.
Plenty of them.
News Center 1 Shad Olson gives us an overview of Hill City.
The sepia-tone images are as familiar as the era that spawned them. Hill City, circa the 1880s, was a dusty Black Hills mining town where the mineral of trade wasn't gold, but tin, and the Old West motif was as authentic as the hills themselves. Nearly rendered a ghost town when the Deadwood Gold Rush drew the mining crowd farther north, Hill City is still the oldest town in Pennington County, a place where the hard rock trade was replaced first by timber and now by tourism, with a diverse tapestry that draws visitors from around the world.
It's small town charm, the people are extremely friendly, and just great place.
A visit to Hill City these days lets travelers from across the nation take in an eclectic mix of artistic culture.
Oh, you can spend hours here just trying to figure out, you know, what some of the stuff is that's on here, and some of it you can't even figure out.
Delicious food and hospitality.
Hill City is a beautiful town. It's very well organized. They have a good two-chamber shamus. It's a nice place to visit.
And what has become the epicenter of a world-class South Dakota winemaking tradition.
Just want to continue to raise the bar and give an experience that makes people proud of the Black Hills and proud of South Dakota.
That keeps travelers coming back again and again.
Yeah, we did. We were here 15 years ago, and we wanted to come back, and so here we are again. It's gotten a lot. It's bigger, more commercialized than what it was back then. Back then, it seemed like it was only like a one or two, just a little street going through it, but it's very, very nice.
And with younger visitors already finding lots to love in Hill City,
it has lots of restaurants.
And with something to please virtually every taste or curiosity, the future of this Black Hills town seems as solid as the land.
Once again, that was News Center 1's Shad Olson with a preview of this beautiful town of Hill City. And we can't profile a city without talking to the mayor. Of course, this is Mayor David Gray, the mayor of Hill City. Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning.
Thanks for joining us on this beautiful Wednesday morning. So obviously, Hill City is a bit of a tourist town. Now, how much does the summer mean to the city itself?
Well, it's kind of like a wheat field to a farmer. You know, you got to have the tourists come in. It means a lot because the city really lives and dies on the tourist season here. Mm-hmm. So you know, what we're hoping to do, of course, is extend the tourist season into the shoulder seasons now until October. So it means a lot. It's a great place to come. It's a great place to visit. Tourists really realize that, and they've literally flock here during the summer. You pick out a good day in the summertime, the streets are full. You know, we have free parking, so there isn't a problem with that. But yeah, it's a great place, and the city really depends on that to
Definitely.
Get rolling.
Coming up, we talked to some businesses about how they prepare for this season, but does the city do anything in particular to kind of lure people in or maybe hire some extra workers?
Well, we have, you know, we hire temporaries to take care of parks and cemetery and so on. We have a real good crew that works hard for the city, and the whole idea is to keep the city in tip-top shape year-round. We don't just close the doors when the tourists leave. You know, the citizens of Hill City deserve the best we can have, and fortunately, the best we have takes care of the city very well throughout the whole year. So there isn't anything real special that we do. We just do the maintenance that's required every day.
Well, you guys are doing a good job getting people down here.
Well, thanks for joining us this morning, Mr. Gray. We'll check in with you later on in the show. But now we already talked to the mayor, another important group of people that keep this city safe, the Hill City Volunteer Fire Department. Check it out. While we're here profiling the city of Hill City, you really can't cover a city without visiting the Volunteer Fire Department. And I'm joined by Matthew Gil de Leon of the Hill City Volunteer Fire Department. Thank you for joining us. And you guys are a volunteer fire department, but you still have full-time paramedics. Could you kind of go through the staffing you have here at the Hill City Volunteer Fire Department?
Well, there's 9 paid employees. There's always 2, 24 hours, 7 days a week for the ambulance. We have volunteers that are for our backup or second ambulance, and then we have 33 volunteer firefighters that make up the rest of the department.
So always have one full-time ambulance crew here at all times?
Correct.
Okay. Now you have numerous trucks here, and they're all different, all-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, and you deal with very dynamic terrain here in Hill City. Could you kind of break down each truck and tell me a little more about them?
Our first ambulance, which is primary in the summertime, is a 2-wheel drive rig. Behind me is the 4-wheel drive rig that we have out front during the wintertime. We also have a rescue truck, a main primary engine that's also rescue equipped, 2 brush trucks, 3,000-gallon tender, and a second 2-wheel drive engine.
Now the tender is also used during controlled burns. You actually rent it out, in more words or less?
Pretty much. It's contracted out through the Forest Service. If they need us, that we can come out there for a prescribed burn.
Now tell me about the brush trucks. Obviously heavily wooded area here, a lot of bug kill and such. How does that come into play, especially during the fire season?
Well, they're a lot more agile. They carry less water, but we can get pretty much everywhere with the 4-wheel drive.
Well, Matthew, thank you for joining us, and I'm sure all the residents of Hill City appreciate your guys' hard work and effort keeping them safe. And we do have Firehouse Friday. Hill City was on the list, so this was just a preview. We will be back in the near future, coming up one Friday at noon here on News Center 1. Like I said, to be coming soon on a Firehouse Friday in the near future. They're just on the road there. Always a paramedic on hand full-time. So definitely, I'm sure the Hill City residents appreciate what they do for the community. And they had some very diverse vehicles there. It was kind of fun. I feel like my Firehouse lingo is really improving with all these Firehouse Fridays.
And I'm very excited for my first Firehouse Friday, too.
Yeah, coming up.
And coming up in this show, a Hill City staple, the 1880